Guys, what's up to episode 3 of the Scream podcast? Man, we got a lot to talk about tonight. This was a great episode. The show starts off strong with the female running out of the woods to her boyfriend, and then she gets her neck slashed open as the man encounters Scream, the man that was out there with the girl, which these two characters had no names because this was back on Halloween. I think it was like 1980 something. Not 100% sure. Maybe a little bit longer than that. But the man encounters Scream, and then he gets a stick through his eye. So that's how the show opened. And then there was two teens at the beginning, Noah and Riley, that were talking about a whole situation about that and about the man getting the stick through his eye, and they were talking about it. They're trying to figure out who's next out of the group. So, they're both worried and curious about that. Emma's mom is still investigating the body of Rachel that was hung in her bedroom from the ceiling fan. Emma, she's still very suspicious that the cop is still trying to locate Emma's mother's ex, which could be the killer. I mean, who knows? Could Emma's mother's mom be the killer? The ex? Her ex-boyfriend. Emma then gets a text from the killer, and it's freaking her out. So, Tyler, one of the teens, is digging up a case in a yard. Since he digs it up, it's empty. He seems very upset about it. Like, angry. Like, really? What the heck? Emma and Audrey, they're at Rachel's funeral, and Audrey goes up into Rachel's room and puts a belt around her neck, acting like she was about to hang herself, until Emma comes into the room and stops her. And Emma tells Audrey, what are you doing? Audrey goes, I wasn't really going to do it. I was just seeing if that was even possible, and it's not. But Emma says, Audrey, Rachel did not kill herself. Someone else did. Audrey was like, what do you mean she didn't kill herself? Emma goes, she didn't kill her. Somebody is after us. And they can't figure out who would want to kill Rachel. Or anybody in that fact. So Emma and Audrey, my bad. Emma and Audrey are telling, about the guy they called Emma. And Emma thinks she knows him. So Emma's not 100% sure she knows who the killer is. She thinks she does, but she don't know. While Audrey recommends to text the killer back. Emma's pretty scared about doing this. She don't know, but she does anyways. So, so Tyler confronts Emma at school, and not Tyler, my bad. Will confronts Emma at school and gives her back her iPod that, dear God, was left in their car for no telling how long. It was like 3 generations of iPods ago, is what she said. But he was making sure the other guy, Kieran, that likes her, sees it. So it makes it seem like Will gave it to Emma as a gift. Emma is paired up with Kieran for a class project. She finds out that Kieran's dad, which is a cop, has the files of Brandon James, which is the guy that killed Emma's dad. And Kieran said, I could bring the files to you if you want, Emma, so you can get more answers. Emma goes, that'd be great. So Kieran brings the files over, and Emma's looking through them. She sees her dad's murder file. It looks frightening. Not gonna lie, it kind of frightened me too, seeing his face. So, the thing that started the whole thing is Brandon James confronted his girlfriend. And that's what started the whole thing with Brandon James, which was the killer then, and Emma's father. The thing is, though, Brandon James was obsessed with Emma's mother. So, was Emma's mother, hoochie mama? Was she kind of like playing? So, Emma asked her mom, how come she never told her that her nickname was Daisy? That's what Brandon James gave her. And Emma's mother is very concerned that the person calling Emma, because Emma tells her, might be Brandon James. Because her mother gets the same exact stuff. Emma's dad is dead, but yet the sheriff is looking for him. And Emma's mother would not tell her why. So, that's kind of weird if you ask me. So, Noah and Riley gets paired up, and he brings her back to his work. And it's big 3 huge TVs set up saying, the best drama is in video games. He also referenced the opening scene for The Last of Us. It's heartbreaking. So they actually use real names and stuff on here, so it's not like something fake or anything like that. So it's pretty cool. Emma gets a phone call from the strange man, aka the killer. Emma makes a threat to call the police. The killer said if she calls the police, she will kill Emma's mother. So that's... The killer said, I'm only one that tells you the truth. Emma hangs up the phone. The killer messaged her and said, I will find someone else. So, what does that mean? He will find somebody else. Does that mean he's not going to bother Emma anymore? Is he going to go after Emma's mom? What the heck does that mean? But, so, the scene then goes back to Noah and Riley. They're making out, getting ready to get their freak on. So, Noah's girlfriend, I'm going to call her the girlfriend, Riley, though, gets a message from Tyler that said, help me. So, everyone is now at a meeting. Emma, Riley, Will, Jake, and Brooke. They're all sitting around. So they're kind of, wondering, what should they do? So, that being said, everybody thinks Tyler is the killer. And he's the one that's been messaging everybody. And Emma tells everyone, so did Riley, that it isn't Tyler. There's no way it could be Tyler. They want to go to the police so they can tell them Tyler did it. Brooke, Jake, and Will. But Riley said if you take him to the police, they're going to kill him just like they did Brandon James. But Riley doesn't want them to go to the cops at all. The cops tell Riley to text Tyler back and tell her to meet up somewhere so the cops can pretty much set it up and bust him. If he's innocent, then, he's fine. But this is the only way to find out if he's innocent or if he's the killer or not. This is his only chance. So, Riley texts him and says, hey, meet me like at the interstate of like 52 or something like that. It was something like that. Some like rest stop. So, the police have started the setup and they try to prove Tyler's the killer. Now, there was some girl that was in the bathroom, and she walks outside. But before that, Brooke gets a text from an unknown number. It says, you win, no more chats, etc. Because if you remember back in the episode, well, if you didn't watch the episode, back in the episode, she was video chatting with some guy, and they were trying to have, like, online, like, sexy stuff. So she thinks it's that guy saying, no more chats or anything. I'll meet you in the hotel room. So back to the police stakeout. The girl comes outside, sees Tyler's car pull up. A man gets out in a hood, and then the woman takes down what she thinks is Tyler. And he said, whoa, whoa, whoa. I'm not Tyler. And then they're like, what? The guy that was supposed to be Tyler says, the guy paid me $200 to not say anything. Tyler said, check my front pocket. And inside his pocket was a paper. And it was the killer's mask. And it said, nice try. So, that throws up a red flag right there. Tyler's car. He says Tyler paid him $200 to do all this. But the mystery thing is that I will get to here very, very shortly. So, if you remember, Will said something about paying him. Also, talking about money. So did Will or Tyler pay this guy? So is Will the killer? But back at the police station, the cops get on a thing that says Tyler was a no-show. Brooke went back to her hotel room looking for the guy she was video chatting with. On Brooke's hotel bed, she found that there was a blindfold and some lingerie. Emma's trying to call her to warn her, but she tried multiple times to get a hold of Brooke to say, no, don't go back to your hotel room or anything like that. Brooke don't have her phone on her. So Emma texts the killer saying, don't hurt my friends. The killer then responds with, you're the one who didn't want to play anymore, so now you choose, the good girl or the bad girl. Emma said, please don't make me choose. And the killer says, choose or I choose. Emma then messages the killer and says, please do not hurt Brooke. And the killer says, as you wish. Riley is at the police station. Tyler sends Riley a message saying, why do you send the cops? And she says, I'm sorry. Come to the sheriff's station. That's where I'm at. He said, I'm here. Come out back. So Riley goes out back, and she doesn't see anybody at all besides Tyler's car. But back at the hotel, Brooke walks out of the bathroom after she's all dressed in her lingerie. There was handcuffs on a lamp. They weren't there before, so how did they get there? So she handcuffed herself to the bed. So now back to Riley. She goes to Tyler's car, and then it shows it before she knows what the killer is behind her. Riley sends Tyler a message and says, where are you? He writes back saying, I'm right here. Then it shows the killer chasing against Riley. She climbs up a ladder, but then he stabs her 3 times in the legs as she's climbing up the ladder. She was able to get to the roof, banging on the glass trying to get the janitor's attention. Noah video calls Riley, and she's begging Noah to call 911. He's sitting there saying, what's wrong? Sitting there trying to talk to her because she's freaking out, calming her down. He asks her what she sees. And she responds and says, I see the star. And then back in episode 2, if you remember, Noah and Riley laid out on the football field looking at stars. But after she said that, she died right there on the spot. Brooke gives up on the game of waiting for this guy because he was a no-show, but technically it was the killer. The killer had everything set up. And see, she finally looked at her phone and saw where Emma called her multiple times. She finally calls her back. Emma says, Brooke, you may not be safe. She said, trust me, I am very, very safe. So Emma calls Riley. She tells all the police officers, shh, do you hear that? She looks up on the roof, and there she sees Riley has died. So then it cuts to some cops finding Tyler's car flipped upside down in a ditch on fire. It blows up as soon as the cops get there. So is Tyler doing all this, or did the killer set it up to make it seem like Tyler did, and they're thinking, since he's being dead, there would be no more incidents? But I just now started thinking back to everything, like literally all of this stuff. If I'm not mistaken, in episode 1, Tyler was the exact guy that got his head chopped off and was thrown into the pool, and nobody found out about it. I'm pretty for sure that was Tyler. I could be completely wrong, but from what I remember, that was definitely Tyler. So, who is really behind all this? Is Brandon James really dead like they think? Did he come back and try to kill Emma and all of her friends and everything? Because Brandon James is obsessed with Emma's mother. So technically, would that mean he's obsessed with Emma and maybe her friends or anything like that could stand in the way of a chance for him to get back? I don't know. It's kind of weird. But, this episode was great. It started off strong. It ended strong. Next week's from the trailer, it seems like it might be kind of slow, but more like getting answers of who's involved and maybe some more like questions like who did this, who did that. But we'll just have to wait till next week to find out, to see what's really going on. I do really enjoy this show, and it's good, and it's got me hanging on my seat and on the edge every second. But Anyways, guys, thanks for watching this. And if you got any suggestions, leave them in the comments below. And like I said, you want to team up and do like a screen form with me, do Skype or anything, I'd be glad to Skype anybody. We could talk about the show, maybe even appear in some of these videos, because I can put you up in any of these corners. Up here, down here, over here, anywhere you want. So, anyways, guys, thanks for watching. If you watch the show, tell me what you think about it so far. Much love, guys.